on one road, and I guess they were shifting the sand or the dirt from one part of the road to the other. And Pastor Ronaldo gets the sign wrong. The arrow is pointing to go one way, and he goes the other way, and we end up in a sand dune with the tires like out up in the air, and the car full of sand. And I say that to say this: we brought the car back after about a week. We put on 8,000 kilometers in a car, in a Toyota Corolla, with the windows smashed. And we brought, here's your car back. A little damaged, but we had to pay an extra like $50 for the damage and stuff. It wasn't bad. That's my story with Pastor Ronaldo.
The wild donkeys.
The wild donkeys in the Kalahari Desert. But we did stop in this place called Rundu across the river from Angola. And looking into Angola, I got to see what a little bit of what David Livingstone was talking about, where he got to see the smoke of 1,000 villages. You know, and we were, you know, it might have been like about 20 or 30 villages for us, but you just see the whiffs of smoke from these villages going up into the air in the moonlight on the I forgot what river that was, the Chobe River. That was fun. It's fun.
From South Africa back to Baltimore.
Back to Baltimore for a little bit, and then we ended up in the Philippines.
Tell us about the
Philippines. Land of 7,000 islands. Again, it was, I don't know, it's the voice of Pastor Shabelli. Am I a Shabelliite? I don't know. Pastor Schaller was encouraging me to go to, help out ministry there in Nepal. And I was very open to that. Molly and I were preparing, thinking of talking about it. And then Pastor Shabelli was taking a trip to the Philippines with some people. And he would call me every day while he was there. Pastor Manny, the Philippines. I'm like, what the heck? He's going, yeah, you need to come to the Philippines. And I said, all right. And so I went, and God led for us to go to Dumaguete, which is an island which is a city on an island in the middle of the Philippines. Pastor Clyde had a ministry in Manila, and Dumaguete is an hour flight south. And there had been a ministry there before with Pastor Tree, and we had met, in my trip to check it out, I met some guys that had been in his ministry, and they had been praying and waiting for someone to return. So I just thought it was like God, just having a desire to give these people, a pastor. So we were there, and it was an amazing time because these families and these folks had been in the ministry for about 7 years with Pastor Tree. So it wasn't like we started, from scratch. We kind of had a ready-made team, even though, we really wanted to have a team to come with us, and a lot of people were, praying about it, and stuff. So, but you see the hand of God. We, fruit there, and people are growing with God. And actually, the church has, since I've left 2 years ago, the church has grown considerably. I left there when there was about 40 people or so, 35, 40 people. There's like about almost close to 80 now. It doubled up.
That's good.
Yeah, so they've done an amazing job. They've been amazing. And of course, we had the benefit also of Pastor Clyde being around, and also Pastor Drew. He does his visits, and he's very edifying. And they're edified whenever he comes and visits. He does a circuit of several islands at a time. So he's got quite a ministry going, going there. And, it's great to be part of that. And yeah, I just love the the life that we have, the body of Christ, and that we're not alone in this thing.
Yeah.
How the singers in Hollywood and everybody are saying, we're in this together. Yeah. But yeah, that's okay. It's all right. I mean, I understand. But it is like, the promise that in Christianity, the real promise is that God is in us, God is with us, God is for us. And that's, yes, Christianity, I have my walk with God, but yet I'm also, have the covering of the body. And we are in this life together, and we're in the vision together. Off the rocks. Oh, it's a wine bar. Never mind. I'm drawn to these fancy European kind of places.
Oh, really?
I've always longed for a European mission field, but God's thrown me all over other places. Asia, Africa, and maybe I might even end up in South America. Who knows?
Join Pastor Stan down there?
Well, Colombia was a very heartwarming experience. I'll see what God does, and that'll be my fourth continent. Oh, well, fourth continent as a pastor. What? Antarctica could be, I don't know.
Witness to the penguins?
Well, I already did that in Cape Town. Cape Town has penguins. Yeah. The baboons and the penguins in the same day.
Oh, wow.
Cape Town has both. Jeez. Yeah. Huh? I don't know.
South America is a special place.
Yeah. I mean, I do have, I do have Spanish in me. If I stayed in a Spanish country having to use it, then it probably all will come together. But it was encouraging, you have, we realized there was a church there. There is a church there, a mega church, one of the mega churches in Bogota, that they do their church services in English, and there is a lot of English speaking. So it wouldn't be like this heavy duty, I have to speak Spanish thing. We did. There's enough of a population that can speak English. So, but I mean, you do want to learn Spanish, and do well with it. So we shall see. Highland Town, man, this place has changed through the years.
When you've been a missionary your whole life, how is it to just be like at home base for a while? Maybe you're not in a position of leadership or of ministry like you were in on a mission field. How's that going?
I think it's so much more challenging to be. I mean, not just the uniqueness of our church, but it is challenging to more of a challenge to be when you say maybe sharper and more spirit-minded home, because you can get lost in the details of life. You can get lost in just living, but yet not doing anything wrong, but just just being normal. And you can get lost in it, and you're just really like, is this to be able to be encouraged and to be challenged? Is this what is this what we're going to do? And there's nothing wrong with being this is absolutely what we always think about when we go to the mission field, that we have left we have left the best, one of the best, we have left the best church in the world, but not in a sense of leaving, but we miss the body life. We miss we just miss being part of the church in a day-to-day thing. And you know, yeah, there definitely challenges both ways. You know, the challenge on the mission field, there's a lot of economical challenges in a sense where, you know, they're like at the mercy of you know, well, I don't know, at the mercy of God, and people hearing from God in a practical sense, and you're like, you know, you can't say, well, I'm gonna go to work, you know, because you can't. You know, and here you can like, yeah, I'm gonna go to work, but then you lose sharpness in other things. Yeah, so yeah, walk with God. We definitely need the grace of God. We were making a comment today with a friend saying how, you know, yeah, we've been around and we're quote unquote old, but it's like, man, do we need God or what? You know, and we have, you know, we haven't, we've been at it for a while, but man, we still need God. I don't know if that's we're failures or what are we? But that really is the key, that we just, man, need God. I don't know. Yeah, you can get lost.
The ultimate sign of maturity is to feel, you know, more dependent on God than before.
Isn't it so true that the natural mind would think, well, you know, I got this, I got it figured out, you know, and you know, I should know better, or I shouldn't be going through these things, or you know, this shouldn't be happening. But it's like, okay, I need God. You know, that the righteous man can fall 7 times in a day, and I'm a perfect failure every day, but I get back up because God loves me. And I don't live in my failure. I don't live in myself, in my capacities. Christianity is about God's capacity and God's faithfulness, and I just keep looking to Him. It doesn't change, whether I'm a new believer or I've been walking with God for 40 years. I still need Him, you know, and I'm desperately in need of Him. And it's a work of God. It's not something that we attain, but it's something that we've been given, and that God works in us. That we have this great need. The more that we spend time with God, the more that we get to know Him, the more that we understand how great we need. We need this. We need Him. You know, and circumstances and situations will change. But God is still faithful. God is still God. He's still on the throne, and it doesn't change.
Very good. Well, I think we can probably close here, unless Pastor Manny, you have more things you'd like to talk about. We usually go about 25 minutes.
Yeah, well, what's going on?
We've been driving for a long time, trying to find my way back to civilization.
I know. Well, you're getting close.
I am. I'm trying to get back to 40.
Yeah.
A couple blocks.
And get back on the Moravia. Get back on subject. Moravia Park Drive. Oh, look. Wow. Really? A boiler restaurant, huh?
You write any songs?
Do I write any songs? I have written songs. They've gone by the wayside. I think some people even know some of the songs more than I do. I'm thinking about sitting down. My problem right now, and I'm going to fix that, but my problem right now is I have 2 guitars in the Philippines and 3 guitars in Africa, and none here. So I gotta fix that. I gotta turn on forward, and then yeah, have time to do that. I do have in my phone. I have like, you know, yeah, myself. Something comes and I just hum something, just for later.
What's your most recent
My most recent hum? Oh, that's been a while though. But I still have it on my phone. I have to look back at it.
Yeah.
My most recent hum. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
man. Hey, he did it with his mask. Now, why are guys driving by themselves in their cars and they have a mask on?
Wonderful.
Yeesh.
Some person said that it's probably because they were wearing it in the store.
Right.
You're not supposed to touch it.
Mm.
I don't know.
There's a lot of stuff you're not supposed to do, I guess.
If you wear it in the store, and obviously if you touch it, put it down and wear it back again to another store.
I just don't get it right. We were pretty equipped. We when you get to Asia, you start seeing people with on airplanes and in the airports and around, you know, that do wear, especially in Japan.
Yeah, in Asia, I've seen it a lot.
Yeah, the people do wear
Yep.
masks. So you know, we bought because of dust and and dirt in the Philippines and out in the countryside. You know, so we bought these masks. So we had about a dozen masks, and we were ready to go
There you go.
from day one. Yeah, so I was being judged though, because one of them was Starbucks. Somebody piped in and goes, promoting Starbucks.
Don't
I go,
show up in the
I-
office with that.
I showed it to Pastor Bill. I go, it's called cheap. I bought it for 50 cents. What do you want? Oh well. But I think I ordered some online. I ordered some online. See my Starbucks there.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, to get a shot of that. That's perfect.
Social distancing with a flare. I'm sure they're pretty coming out with some.
Does it have a little bit of a coffee flavor to it?
Well, I could change that. I could store it with.
Well, all you have to do is just drink some coffee, wear it for a little while.
Oh yeah, that's
It'll be all
called.
flavored.
It's not coffee. It's coffee breath.
That's a little bit of a different story. I would have to agree with you.
Well, your sister-in-law and her husband are like, they know when coffee is stale
They do.
by smelling it. I'm like, what? They went into the whole thing of a coffee, like
Coffee snobs.
coffee snobs. Yeah. Oh well, I would have loved for to hang out with them more, but it wasn't the call of God. But they were they were like give me the whole thing about coffee. Like, oh man, I thought I knew coffee, but I guess I didn't. In the Philippines, they one of the places where they produce Kope Luwak. You know what that coffee is? That one where it's eaten by a marsupial.
Yes, I heard of that.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, it's
that
more
sounds
more
delicious.
expensive coffee, much
Uh-huh.
smoothest flavor.
Oh my gosh. Has this been digested already?
Yeah, the enzymes and stuff. But imagine having a job of picking that up.
Oh, great.
Like, what do you do? I pick up coffee, what do you
Extra
coffee beans with a little
Extra.
flavoring. Yeah, but yeah, specialty coffee. It's called
You
specialty coffee.
got processed.
Yeah, process. We have a special process. Yeah. I don't know if it was a marsupial, but it's a some,
It's a GMO process, genuine marsupial output.
something like
I
that.
like it.
Like woo. Yeah. Well, I do have a can of it,
What?
but it's in the Philippines. I got to bring it back. I'm not a can, but a bag of Kopi Luwak,
Kopi Luwak.
A bag of
poopy
poopy coffee.
coffee.
And what about the specialty from the Philippines? Little eggs.
Yeah, the balut. I'm not a real
Balut?
Filipino. Yeah, I'm not a real Filipino. Only real Filipinos eat that stuff.
Yeah.
But
Have you tried
the thing to do it, you have to do it at night.
Okay.
If you do it during the day and you see what you're eating, you have to do it at night in the
Do it
dark.
Pitch black.
Yeah, you have to do it at night in the dark, and with a bunch of people, and just
And they're cheering you
they're
on.
cheering
You're
you
like,
on.
"Oh, I gotta do
Yeah, there's some brave souls. I mean, you know, Destiny McBurney, she's really brave, and she ate a fish head the last time she was there.
Uh-huh.
They have it recorded. So there's some brave missionaries out there
Yes,
in the Philippines.
that's good.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm pretty fake. I do like bacon, and I do like my pork chops, but when I see a whole pig and the head there and everything, they're salivating, and I'm like going, ooh. You know, when food is, I'm not, you know, food is staring at me like.
Like an Americanized Filipino.
I'm an Americanized, yeah, I'm more American than
You're like
Filipino.
fake Chinese food.
Yeah, I'm like an American in Filipino parts. There's a lot of Americans, you know, kids that were American, that were, you know, other Americans that grew up in the Philippines, and they call themselves Filipinos with American parts.
Nice.
Very
Brilliant.
nice.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. That's what they say in South Africa also. Brilliant.
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 That doesn't sound like a sound.
That's also English. Brilliant. They're part English too.
Yeah.
English and Afrikaans. Well, it was fun.
Well, that was great. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
coming with
man.
us.
That was a privilege to be with you all.
Great.
Now we shall.
Was there any good pizza in the Philippines?
Yeah, really, there is. Yeah, there's a local pizza joint that was run by a guy from northern Italy
There you go.
called Pasta King.
That's how you get real pizza.
Yeah, real pizza.
You gotta have the Italian.
Got the Italian in there.